Mm. And there it is. The live button is showing. So we are live, ladies. Let's get into this tea. Hello, guys, and welcome to Tangy Tea of Life. Here we talk about any and everything. Yes, this is where it goes down. I'm your host, Veronica. Yes, it is all about the ladies tonight. No Victor, no fatigue. It's all about us tonight.
Yes.
Yes, I have my girl Deanna back with me tonight. Yes, Stephanie, all the way from New York, is joining us tonight. Hi, Stephanie, your first appearance on Tangy Tea of Life. So glad to have you. And guys, Stephanie is the one who, yes, mailed me my awesome
Yes.
tea mug.
Love
Stephanie, yes, tell us about your store, your online store, please, ma'am.
Yeah, actually, Love, Peace, and Soil, beside being an online store, it's a website to enhance your gardening experience. So, aside from items for sale, which the items for sale are a face mask, because it's important to cover up your face while you're out gardening so you're not inhaling the pollen and dust and stuff like that. We have a garden apron to cover up your clothes so you can look cute, and it has our logo, as well as t shirts and this wonderful mug that you can sip your tea. And then also on the website, I talk about things to do in the garden, because a lot of people say, well, I'm not really a gardener, I'm not into outside, but I talk about inside plants. I talk about herbal teas and remedies, products you can make to household products that you can use with herbs. So it's not just about gardening outside, it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So go to www.lovepeaceandsoil.online and check us out. There are two tabs. One tab is Living Your Best Green Life, where again, I just talk about a lot of stuff to do with your gardening stuff. And the other tab is Plant Life, where I talk about planting. So you will enjoy it and you will find something interesting.
Thank you, Stephanie. And Stephanie is the wife of Tony Love, who made several appearances here on the tea. So shouts out to your husband, Tony Love. I know he's out there watching and supporting, knowing that his wife is on the tea tonight. So shouts out to Tony. Shouts out to Fatine, Victor, Tori, who couldn't be with us tonight. We miss her. And my sister couldn't be here tonight. But it's us three, and we're going to hold it down. We have an email letter tonight. It's a little crazy. You know, like I said before, I don't know how this became a relationship show, but we're going to go with it. Evidently, they love the advice that we give. So, hey. All right, so let's get right into it. It says, hi, Veronica and guest. Let me get straight to the point. Start off by saying I do feel a little ashamed writing this letter, and I pray I will stay anonymous. I'm 27 years old. My boyfriend and I have been together for 6 years. He is a really good guy when it comes to providing for me and our 3-year-old son. I have a wonderful relationship. I have a wonderful relationship with his family. All of us get along so well. The problem is he is constantly cheating on me. I know you would say just leave, but it's not that easy when your heart is there and when a child is involved. I have multiple STDs, and I've been confronted twice by 2 different women saying they were involved with him. One woman went so far to the point she followed me to the store and approached me in the parking lot. My son and I left the home and went to stay with my parents for about 3 weeks. And then we went back because he promised me that he would change and he wanted his family back. He did change for a few months, and then it was back to the same drama. I really love him and I want us to be together as a family, but I'm tired of getting phone calls saying I saw your man was talking to such and such, or you know your man is out with whomever. What are your thoughts as women? Will you try to work it out or leave? For the men, how can you look at the woman you claim to love and do things to hurt them? I don't want to break up my family, but at the same time, I'm burnt out. Thanks, Anonymous. Okay. Well, first of all, there's no need to be ashamed. All right. And you will stay anonymous. Like I have said previous times, I'm the only one that received these emails. I'm the only one that see these letters and where the emails are coming from. So that part, don't worry about. You're good. You're safe here on the T, okay? You are so young. What did you say? 20,
7.
27 years old. Like you are so young. I mean, you're not, when I say young, I mean, but you're old enough to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? A guy can be a great provider, men can be great providers, but at the same time, they ain't ish. You know what I'm saying? You can be a great provider, but you ain't doing what you're supposed to do as far as taking care of your woman, like respectfully. Um, when we bring children into the world, it's not about us any longer. We have to, you know, care about the well-being of our children as well. And I say that to say, if you catch something that's not curable, something that's life-threatening, God forbid something happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you saying that you caught multiple STDs. Um, Life is precious. And we as women have to be more respectful when it comes to our bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know our bodies as women. Men may not know this, but we know when a man is cheating. You know, things happen to our bodies that gives us signs of there's, um, what's the word? Fidelity. Did I say that right? That's going on. Infidelity that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like our bodies know. But he gave you multiple STDs, which is not good. So you know for a fact that he's out there being messy. He's not protecting himself, just being nasty and bringing home whatever he can get to you, which is not good. So we as women have to have more respect for our bodies. I don't understand why these women are out here approaching you. Like I don't understand it. You know, I can't say that it's a young person's problem when it comes to that, because you got grown people out here that's acting the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand why women approach the other women. I say this time and time again. I don't understand it. But yeah, young lady, you're 27, 6 years with this man. I don't know. And I'm not the one to tell you to leave. I'm not going to tell you that, because I say time and time again, listen, you know when it's time for you to end that relationship. No one else can tell you. You will know. Deanna?
No need for shame, because we've all been there. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the worst of us. I think for me, where it gets messy is the fact that, like you said, Veronica, he doesn't protect himself. So he's not protecting you. The fact that you've caught multiple STDs and the fact that you know what he's doing, I guess the question for me is, when do you stop blaming him and you assume some of the responsibility? Because he's showing you who he is over and over and over. So at some point, you got to stop blaming him and look at yourself, because while he's doing it, and I'm not saying that he's not wrong, but at the same time, you are allowing it to happen over and over and over. So your actions are perpetuating what he's doing. I mean, to him, it's saying it's okay. You know, you may cry, he may feel bad for a little while, but he knows that no matter what, you're going to take him back. So we all have an idea of, when I have a child, I want this family, but it doesn't work out like that for many of us, myself included. So you're young, you got your whole life ahead of you. heaven forbid you get something that you can't get rid of. So like Veronica said, we can't tell you whether to stay or to go. You'll know when it's the time to exit. But my advice for you is to protect yourself.
Yes, definitely look out for yourself first. You want to
Mhm.
be there for your son. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Stephanie, your thoughts?
Uh, yes, definitely. Don't feel shame. It's a situation that you're involved in that, again, you can't take all the blame, but then you can't blame him 100%
Mhm.
also. And when women say they want to, do it for the family, what is your perception of family? Because to you, just having him there, that doesn't make it a family. Because if you're
Right.
staying with him, you have a child, but he's still out in the street, he's still cheating, you still feel uncomfortable, you're not projecting a positive family to the child. And the child, is gonna eventually see and understand that. So many people always use that phrase, we're staying together for the child. And that's not always,
Mhm.
what's happening. You're not doing your child a great service by staying in a bad relationship.
Mhm.
Right.
At some point too, and I've thought about this a lot, just from conversations with my friends and people that I know, and even myself in situations. Sometimes it's almost as if I wonder if the other person is waiting for you to leave. You both are sitting there, you're unhappy, but the other person is waiting for the other person to make the first move. So at
Mhm.
some point, he don't want you. Let's just be honest. You just got to accept it, because if he did, he wouldn't continue to hurt you. Not that way. It's too much. And so
Right.
what's going to happen is you're going to begin to chip away at your self-esteem little bit at a time,
Mhm.
little bit, because we as women, we internalize stuff, so we feel like, why am I not good enough, or why he can't this and why he can't that. It's not you, it's him.
Right. Yeah, and that what we have to realize, that we have to take responsibility, because if we don't, that situation is going to continue to happen. We're going to continue to get used and abused, and then we're going to start, like, oh my gosh, like becoming depressed and, having low self-esteem and all of those things. We as women already have enough on our plate as it is. You know what I'm saying? And then to have um, these other issues and worries at the same time, there's no trust there in your relationship, young lady. There's no trust. I mean, when this man leaves the house, what kind of trust do you have in him, knowing that he's cheated on you multiple times, brought you multiple STDs? I mean, how many times are you going to have to go to your OBGYN and find out that you have an STD from this same dude without doing something about it? A man can only do what a woman allows him to do. So if you're going to stay there and continue to allow this man to bring you these STDs, you know, I, I
And why
mean,
not protect yourself? Like,
mhm,
if you're staying anyway, and that's your choice, why not protect yourself?
yeah,
I mean, you see, you know what it is. Protect yourself.
right. And see, and that's another thing. You just can't wait for a man to be like, want to use a condom?
Mm-mm.
No, I
Mhm.
don't care how long you've been with them. If you're not feeling safe, you feel uncomfortable,
Mhm.
you need to ask and make sure that he put that protection on. You have to protect your body. It's our body. We have to respect our bodies. They're not going to respect our bodies if we don't respect our bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I keep saying that you're young, but you're old enough to know better.
Mhm.
You're 27. It's not like you're 17 and you're just getting out here and trying to figure things out in the world. You're 27. You're almost at 30.
How
So
many children did she say she has with him?
One.
Okay.
one, yeah, a 3-year-old. They have a 3-year-old son.
And he's not the only one that will want you. He's not. He may make you feel that way. He may tell you that, but he's not the only one that will want you. Trust
Right.
and believe. And what does it show your son? It teaches him that we think
Hmm.
children don't know, but they do.
Mhm.
They
Right.
do. And the older he gets, he'll begin to understand a little bit more. And it's going to teach him that it's okay to do to women what daddy did to mom, and you don't want that.
Right.
You don't want that.
Absolutely not.
And that's another thing. And Stephanie, I think you had said this about women staying there because of the children.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Mm-mm.
We tend to put everybody before we put ourselves. You know, we put other people's feelings before our feelings. Oh, you know, oh, what little Tammy gonna say, or little Chantel, what is she gonna think? Or, you know, what are my parents gonna think? We put everybody feelings in front of ours when we should be putting our feelings, respecting ourselves. We should be having that self-love. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad, but it goes on so often out
Right.
here.
And
Where
moment of transparency for me, because I'm very transparent. I grew up in a home where not necessarily infidelity, but where there were issues in the home. And as a young child, I knew it, but as an adult, I had problems getting into relationships and trusting men. And even as a 36-year-old woman, I still don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. So maybe my parents did stay for us, but it affected me, and it still affects me as an adult. So you're not doing your child a service, you're doing them a disservice by
right,
staying, because that is the example that you're setting for him.
right,
Yeah. And
exactly,
women have to have a clear understanding themselves what it is that they think family is, because
Right.
they always quickly say, well, I'm staying, for the family or for the child. But what exactly does that mean? Is it
Mhm.
just that I want my child to have his father in the house, but his father's in the house, but he's leaving the house, sleeping with other women and bringing back diseases? So is that so imperative that the father is in the house, but doesn't, that's what's going on in the house?
right,
And
That's what
see,
so many women have to really think about.
that's where we have to take the values, the thoughts, the opinions of society and other people out of our mind. Okay,
right,
yeah, traditionally or ideally, it would look good. Mother, father, kids are in the home, but if the home is not safe or unhappy or emotionally unstable, a child would much rather grow up in
right.
stability with one parent than instability with two parents. I can vouch for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
There's no child want to hear all the arguing and the bickering all the time. Like, that does something to that child.
Mhm.
They
Or
don't want to
feeling
grow
the
up.
tension. Yeah. Even if you're not arguing and bickering, the child feels that tension.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So we definitely
So
have to be mindful when it comes to staying in that relationship because of that child.
I think for me, I get the idea of that, but for
Mhm.
me, it's for you. Like if we really look within our, it's mostly for us, because we feel like as women, we feel like I can't let go. What'll happen? What'll happen? He
Mhm.
gets somebody else. I got to start over.
Right,
All of these thoughts that we internalize, but it's not over. It's not over.
right. Listen, you still breathing. There's still
Right.
a big old world out here for you to live, not just depending on that one person. And
Hmm.
once you realize that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's many opportunities out here. But first you got to find you. Like, you're
Right.
27 and you didn't have multiple STDs.
Mhm.
Uh, you have to find you, because I mean, you're staying in this relationship for the wrong reasons.
Hmm.
For one, you know what I'm saying? While this man is out here doing whoever he wants to do. But meanwhile, I guess you're at home trying to be the perfect girlfriend. And that's another
Not
thing.
even a wife. No,
That's what I was
you're
going to
not
say.
obligated to stay.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. 6 years you've been with this guy. Have y'all even talked about marriage? Like, that's important. So
Hmm.
you're there for 6 years and you're taking all of this mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? But what are you benefiting from it? But just saying that you're in a relationship with someone. What else?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
and it's not really a relationship.
Situationship.
Yeah. I mean, and it might just boils down to he's comfortable having you there. He don't want you, but you're there. He's used to it. You're used to. I wish, and I said this last week. I wish that I had spent my 20s dating around, not sleeping with everybody, but getting to know me, getting to know the things that I like, I enjoy, instead of, I don't want to say wasting because I learned, but
Mhm.
for lack of a better word, wasting my 20s being loyal to situations and relationships that went nowhere.
Yeah. And that's probably exactly what this young lady is doing. It's
Hmm.
trying to be loyal to this one guy, but it's getting her nowhere. I mean, she did get a blessing out of this
Hmm.
situationship, their 3-year-old son. But
Mhm.
I mean, meanwhile, it's like you're just there pretending to be a wife, for say, but you're just there. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I go back to say, we can give you our opinions, but we can't tell you to leave this situation because
Right.
it's up to you. You say your heart is there. You don't want to break up your family. I guess, you coming up, I'm taking it that both of your parents were in your home. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong. Or you just want that, you know,
That
thing that,
picture. Mhm.
huh?
That picture of a
Yeah.
happy family, because
Yeah.
like you
Thank
said,
you.
we try to do what society thinks to do. Because
Right.
again,
Yes.
maybe from the outside it looks like, oh wow, they're together and they have a kid, but once they close those doors, that's not what's really going on. And
Right.
women really have to say, what is it that I want in a relationship? What is it that I want in a family? And
Right.
Right.
if you are not getting those things, then you got to reevaluate the situation.
And like Stephanie said, I like that because it had me to think, like, what does the family dynamic look like for you or for me? I always tell my son a lot, family is not blood, family is about love.
Right.
So while we cannot, choose whose blood we have, we can choose who we love. And family is love. So he's not showing you that love. So he's not family.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how is he showing her love? That's what I want to know. By being a provider, hopefully you're working. I mean, you can provide for you and your son on your own. I mean, I don't know your situation, but see, and that's another thing. We have to stop relying on people to do things for us, paying bills and like
Mhm.
we have to learn to provide for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Don't
Definitely.
get in situations where you can't afford to pay things on your own. Say if you're in a relationship and you just steady buying this and that and that, and then y'all break up. Are you going to be able to afford this stuff that you know,
Mhm.
well, I mean, we have to think like that.
Hmm.
Like, don't get in situations where you're going to be stuck if you ever leave, if you and that person ever break up. We
I
have to be
would
careful.
I would imagine a person who loves another person, if they made the mistake, although I don't feel like it's a mistake, but if they made the mistake of giving you an STD, once you found out, it would seem like you hurting that bad would hurt them to the point that they would never want to
You would think,
expose you to that again. But the fact
right,
that he's doing it over, no, no, sis,
right.
Yeah,
no.
because after the first time, did you have a conversation? They probably talked about it. He apologized. You got over it, but then it should not have been repetitive because,
Ever.
yeah, granted, things happen. And if the two of you discussed it and you agreed to move on, okay,
Right.
but it shouldn't be two, three, four, five, 10 more times after that.
Right.
And seeing that's just like she asked the men question. Well, of course, it's all ladies tonight, but she was like, for the men, how can you look at the woman you claim to love and do the things to hurt them? Well, how can you allow it? How can we all been in
Been
situations?
there.
Mhm.
Why do we allow it? We have to take blame for it. as well.
Absolutely.
We just can't put all the blame on that man. Like we have to take blame for the actions as well.
I
So,
I think it goes back to what Stephanie said. Like, what is love? Um, because we all have this idea of what we think love is, but a
mhm,
person doing cheating, STDs, whatever, it's not love. We can try to distort it, switch it, twist it, whatever. But if we're really honest with ourselves, that is not love. That's not even like.
Hmm.
right.
Mm-mm.
But once, like she said, once your heart is in it, yeah, we get blinded by love. And then it's like things that we should, put our foot down about is like, that's just like she says she left for 3 weeks and her and the son left for 3 weeks and went to stay with the parent and with her parents. And, of course he came apologizing
With
and
the
saying
lies.
Yeah.
sweet nothings and she
Mhm.
went back, So, I mean,
At some point too, we have to make men or other people, because it could happen to men too. We have to make people earn our trust back. Like, we can't just be so.
quick.
They say, I'm sorry, okay, and then your heart melt like butter, and then you're back at it. We have to, the same way it was a process for them to break it, it needs to be a process for them to earn it. And you go by their actions, because for me, there is no way after an STD, like I not
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. Mm.
Yeah. But she's looking at it totally different. Like, I guess she look at little Tommy and be like, I got to do it for him.
And I always go back to the fact and we all need help and we all struggle, but sometimes if we have to question it, we
Yeah.
kind of already know, like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But even in the letter, to me, she questioned it, but she justified it. But I want a family, and my heart sent. So you already know what you're going to do.
She pretty much know.
Yeah, we know. We always know.
We always know.
Yeah.
But it's like we have to like get that second opinion. Like, what do you think?
Uh,
Which is crazy, but you're right. We already know what we
and
should do.
my
Or
pastor
sometimes
said it.
people keep asking until they hear the answer that they're already thinking of in their head.
Mhm.
Right.
And my pastor always says the farthest distance is from your head to your heart. So I guess making those two things line up is
Mm,
what's hard.
yeah. That's true.
Dang,
Love
sis.
can be a wonderful thing, LOVE, and it can also be painful.
Mhm.
And
And,
that,
and
go
and I
ahead.
often feel like people, now granted, some things are just wrong, just wrong. There's no excuse. But people often love us from their level of love, from their understanding of love. Now, STDs and all that cheating, it clearly everybody know that's not it. That's not love. But we also, once we get to know people, know their family dynamic and their idea of love, what they've learned. Because I've been in a relationship, and what I thought was love, his experience was totally, totally different. So you just,
Mhm.
you just don't know.
Right. You take chances. You take a lot of chances. Well, Stephanie, we know that you're married, so
Mm. But I haven't always been.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's not
So you
always easy. But yeah, I mean, that's something, again, you just have to, when you had mentioned you take chances, but both people in the relationship have to kind of talk about and discuss, what their expectations are from each other, what their expectations of themselves are, and then
right.
what's their expectations for each other, and what's their expectations of the relationship.
Right.
And for them to have been in a relationship for 6 years, but then again, she's only 27. She was relatively young when she got into the relationship.
Right.
But those are still things that you have to discuss in a relationship. Like, what are the expectations? What are we expecting?
Yeah.
And he's wasting your good years. Not saying 30s are not good, because they are. 40s
Yeah.
are good, but when you're 20, those are the years that you use for trial and error and partying and having fun and getting to know yourself and educating yourself. Not saying that it's over in latter years, but they're just some milestones I feel like we reach when we're in our 20s, and we learn a lot about ourselves. So by the time we get in our 30s and 40s, we know who we are. Not we missed everything in our 20s. Now we're 30, 35, and we're trying to go back because some man wasted our time. It makes me
Yeah.
wonder his age.
I know. I wish she would have put his age. She,
Mhm.
yeah, she only said it, her age.
Because he got her while she was young. So he kind of molded her
Mhm.
into what he wanted her to be, and probably sold her a dream.
Right. And I'm stuck on the fact where she said he's a great provider. That's my thing.
Providing what?
Right. That's but wish her nothing but the best. I mean, like you said, Deanna, we've been there.
Mm-hmm.
We know, that feeling
Mm-hmm.
of what should I do? Should I leave? When should I leave? When is the right time to leave? How this person gonna feel? Then the crazy thing is you still be worried about his feelings.
Right.
Mhm.
Why? Manipulation, gaslighting, narcissism, all of the above.
All of the above.
Right, right. I feel sorry for her in a sense, but
Yeah.
you have to make the decision when, like you said, enough is enough. And until then, you'll just kind of keep repeating the cycle, because this brother, he don't want to be different at all.
Yeah, he's definitely
And he's showing it very clear that he doesn't want to be different.
right. My light went out. Can y'all still see me?
Yeah, we can still see you. And I always tell people, because I share this with my nieces a lot, when you're in your 20s or young or whatever, and you have a baby, it's your life kind of, I don't want to say stop, but it slows down. But these guys, they're going to still be with their friends. They're going to still date other people. Their
Right.
life kind of continues to go on. So don't get stuck in being a mom and being a wife to somebody who is not planning to marry you. Been there, done that.
Right.
No, absolutely not.
And that's what it seems like right now. It seems like she is stuck. She thinks she's stuck.
Right, because you're not stuck. Because I know somebody wants you. Somebody will treat you better. Somebody will love you. You are worth it and more.
Right.
Yeah. And so many times, and I heard a pastor say before, that we get comfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Right.
And sometimes when you just stay in it for so long, you just feel, well, this is what it's supposed to be.
Mm-mm.
And it definitely isn't.
Can y'all see some of the comments?
No.
No.
Okay. I'm going to get to some comments. Wait, I'm going to drop myself right quick, guys. Wait a minute.
Okay. Yeah, my heart goes out to her. I want better for her. Definitely.
Yeah, she definitely has to take that stand and really say, this is what I want.
And set clear boundaries. But I just don't think, for me, there's no coming back from multiple times. Like, probably ain't no coming back from one time.
Yeah, but multiple times, no.
Yeah, that is too much, because he has no regard for you or your life. So,
And he really has no regard for his life, because if he's just out there like that, he's not protecting himself. He's not, being cautious.
Just
right,
being slack and nasty.
and just spreading
Right.
everything. And how many people is he spreading it to? Who's to say?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And how about if he have something that's not curable?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. She have to be careful. We have to respect our bodies, ladies. They're not going to respect it for you. You have to respect your body.
In the same way we won't open our door to our home and just let anybody in, we should respect our bodies the same way, not just let anybody in.
Exactly.
No.
Most definitely
not.
So let's see what the people are saying. Stephanie says health and safety comes first, plus her child will learn from their behaviors, and that's not good.
Absolutely.
What's going on, Tony? Stephanie says, please leave. Hey, Mr. Sammy says, hello, ladies. Great topic tonight. Thank you so much. Let's see. She also has to make sure she's well enough to be there for her child. That man cares nothing about his own health, so he definitely doesn't care about hers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if he know that he is, carrying these STDs back to his girlfriend, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You still not, after that one time where you brought something back to her,
right?
To her, you, out of respect, you should have started wearing condoms. You should have started protecting,
Right.
Or you should just stop sleeping around.
Right. Just leave. If you don't want to be there, leave. Just go. Go be free. Free yourself.
Well, you know what? I was gonna save this one for another time, but a guy did reach out. Yeah, I know how we jump on topics here at the T. Yeah, I want to get into that.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Oh boy. So let's see. He says, let me see if I can find this. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right. So he says,
my screen is frozen. Is yours frozen?
No, we can see you. You're moving.
Okay, my thing is frozen. But I can hear you.
Look, now Kia say, let's go.
Right.
So he says, yeah, I stepped out because my wife wasn't taking care of me. And I think he was responding from one of our shows. I don't know which one, but he says, yeah, I stepped out because my wife wasn't taking care of me. The other woman started doing the things I've been asking my wife to do, so it drew me closer to the other woman. She fulfilled all those things I was missing from my wife. When women start understanding how important it is to us when we say listen, that means we are crying out for help. We are trying to tell you something. We need you. I wanted attention from my wife. We wasn't having sex. We wasn't doing much talking around the house. We are divorced. It was too late when she wanted to start showing me attention again because I started having feelings for two people, my wife and my mistress. Women need to start listening when their man tells or show them by their actions that there is a problem. Stop talking and start listening to your man. I was broken after my divorce, but I surely did move on. Okay. So my question, do you all think we as women talk too much? Like, we feel like we need to start we need to start listening?
Me? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it goes both ways. But also, the men, are you talking before it gets to that point, or are you talking,
Because he said they need to start listening or paying attention to the actions. So it's the actions you did, because a lot of things to me can be handled with just a conversation. But if nobody's saying anything, then
I mean, don't just act out what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, we're not five.
Right. Talk. I need to hear it because I'm not good at guessing.
And it makes me wonder, like, what was she doing that you needed? I mean, anything new shines. Anything new looks better. I mean, so of course this over here she's new. She's different. So especially if she knows has your wife, she's going to do everything she can
Right.
to please you. So of course it's going to make your wife look bad because sis is doing everything.
Exactly.
And also, sis doesn't have to have the responsibilities of being your wife. She can do what she needs to do with you and then
And
leave you
talk her.
alone.
Right.
Right.
I don't blame the other person for your infidelity. You did it may not have been perfect, but still you made the choice and you made the decision to step out on that.
Right.
Granted, things may not have been perfect. Maybe she could have been better or whatever, but you did that because
Exactly.
she may have had the same feelings about you, but did she do it? No.
Mhm.
So just
That's,
accept responsibility.
that's just like Nakia said. Nakia, did he listen to his wife? Selfish ass. What was her concerns?
Right.
It goes both ways. But he is saying it like she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, so I dipped out. I mean, that's how I took it.
And I
Yeah.
always have
And
a problem when men or anybody generalize. Like we talk a lot about men on here, but I never say men or all men this or men you need to know. It's the person that you had, the man that you had, the woman that
Right.
you had, because we don't all fit in a box.
Exactly.
and what is that supposed to mean? What a woman is supposed to do? I
Right.
mean, is it
What does that
some
look like?
handwritten document of this is what a woman is supposed to do? As the same thing as a man is supposed to do. No, it's not, every situation is different. So in this relationship, if you are my spouse and I'm your spouse, you tell me what it is that you want from me, I tell you what it is that I want from you. But yeah, too many people just have that overall statement: a woman is supposed to do this or a man is supposed to do that.
Right.
No.
So, I mean, I don't know if he's trying to say, well, I guess he is saying that his wife was not listening to him when he was saying those things that he was missing from her. She wasn't listening to what he
And
was saying.
I guarantee you, and I call the mistress sis, but I guarantee you when he got a divorce that he swear he was so broken behind something that he broke, I guarantee you he didn't marry sis.
Mm,
I
right.
guarantee you he didn't. Sis, you just was a place filler.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing we can give him a little bit of credit for is that if he's saying that he was unhappy in his marriage, that he did actually go through a divorce and then just stay in the marriage,
Mhm.
continue to cheat and continue to live
Yeah.
that life.
Right.
Because again, if you're saying you're unhappy in the situation, then leave the situation.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that easy. I
But
mean,
Yeah.
what I don't understand is, and this is for me, and it just might just be me, but how are you so distraught after the divorce and you did it? Like you.
right.
Yeah. He sounds like Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Wait, someone says that. Somebody
That's
says that.
exactly, yeah. And it's the same thing. Yeah. I watch some reality TV, but with that one, it's the
Not
same thing.
here.
He was claiming that his wife wasn't, doing something for him in a sexual manner. So therefore he stepped out of the relationship and got it from someplace else. He ends up getting, this other woman pregnant. The marriage falls apart. And again, he was one who cheated multiple times. The marriage falls apart. Now they're completely divorced. And now he's still kind of saying that, he's so hurt and broken up over the divorce. But you're the one who stepped away from your wife because you claimed she wasn't doing something for you. You got it from someone else and then clearly wasn't happy about that either. So,
Yeah.
We
And
get the person we pick. We get the person we pick, period. Like, I mean, granted things happen or whatever the case may be, and everybody's growing and evolving, but at the end of the day, you pick this woman to be your wife. You pick this woman to have, a baby with the other guy that you were just speaking about. So you got what you picked. And so
yeah,
don't be distraught because you made a decision.
right.
exactly. Yeah.
That Huntsville show that y'all talking about, I saw that. I was just flipping channels and I came across that. I think over the weekend or something. It was like a marathon. Like it was just showing them back to back. I was like, oh,
Oh, yeah, because
this
it
is
was the
pretty
finale. So,
good.
yeah.
That's a pretty good show. I like that.
Yeah, and these are, not the typical, the ratchet type TV. These are all successful people. They
Yeah.
have businesses, but they have issues also.
Just like all of us.
Yeah.
The kid said, yeah, he got a baby on the way. I saw it. Yeah. And he has a baby on the way from the mistress.
And guarantee you he don't want the mistress.
Yeah, and I think him and the mistress are having some issues now.
So I'm gonna have to see all seasons. When does that come on? Like,
well, I think it's already the end of the season, so you can backtrack it.
What's it called?
Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yeah. That's a
I only
really good
started
show.
watching season 2, but season 2 just really talked about a lot about their relationship. But that's the thing. If you're unhappy in your marriage or relationship, then you need to talk to your spouse first and try to resolve the issues in the house before you go out making more issues. Because now you just got double things to deal with.
That's the thing. But see, that's what people don't do. They don't handle the situation in the house first. They go out there and try to find what they're missing outside the house. You know what I'm saying? And bring all that mess inside the house.
The scary part is for me is nobody's using protection. Like nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scary.
Dexter says communication is key to any successful relationship. And that is the truth. I say it all the time.
I agree, but sometimes I feel like as a woman, when we communicate, sometimes it seems nagging. Men take it as nagging, and then they don't communicate, and then what happens?
And I think sometimes they take it as nagging because if you're using a tone where it seems like you're nagging, you know what I'm saying? I can see how they would take it as nagging, but we don't take it as nagging. It's just, we're just talking things out.
Right.
Yeah, you just got to set aside that time to be like, look, this is what we need to discuss. Right. And if the man is considerate nagging, is it because I keep discussing the same thing with you over and over and over and over again?
Exactly.
Yeah, there lies the problem.
When are you going to get it? I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to explain to you, but you're not getting it because you're taking it as I'm nagging. No, I just want to know. Like, I need for you to talk to me, speak to me. Let me know.
Women only nag when we feel unheard. That's it. That's all. It's simple.
Let me see. Stephanie says, some women nag. Some men call any complaint nagging, no matter how it's delivered.
That one.
Yeah. Because I feel like most of the times they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that truth of what we're trying to express ourselves, but they just don't want to hear it.
So is there a such thing as over communicating? And I ask that because I'm very self-aware. And I don't have an issue saying, well, I feel this or this hurt me or this bother. Is there a such thing as over communicating?
Well, I don't think so. Listen, I love to talk. I talk for a living. I love to talk.
I mean, I wouldn't think it would turn into over communicating unless the other person is not hearing you or responding. Because if there's an issue on the table and we discuss it and we resolve it, we should not be talking about that issue again. So sometimes over communicating seems like doing something repetitively. So, I don't think maybe that's the right term, over communicating, because if I'm over communicating, then we're not solving this issue.
Right, absolutely.
Dexter says no.
I guess Dexter.
Yeah. Oh God. Let's see. Well, Well, they did make a good point about her being embarrassed publicly, so he should apologize publicly. Are we talking about the letter, Stephanie? Well, are you talking about the show?
I didn't hear the question.
She said, well, they did make a good point about her being embarrassed publicly, so he should apologize publicly. I think she's talking about the show.
Oh,
I guess.
yeah.
Because
I mean, I think also when that issue, and that happens, I guess, so much with reality TV and just with media also, when you bring the stuff in the media, because at this point now, from what I'm hearing, they are completely divorced already. So there's really no need for you to continue to apologize to me. You know, we're divorced. We've signed the divorce papers. You've moved on. I moved on. Your apology should have come beforehand, but I don't think the public apology at this point is really deemed necessary if we are completely legally divorced, because the divorce doesn't just happen overnight.
Right.
A divorce takes time. So this has been dragging on, and now you decide to apologize?
right.
And an apology without changed action means absolutely nothing. I mean, what are you apologizing for? To do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what the guy did in the letter. Like, how he apologized. They came back to the house. You still did the same months later, she said.
Mm-hmm.
Same
Sure.
drama. So I get, like some people, they're not going to grow up. They're not going to get it. They just want to have their cake and eat it too, whatever the saying.
And we just, as women, may have to accept that he just may not change for us or may not want us. I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, I've had to swallow that pill. Deanna, he just don't want you. Like,
and he is just not the person for you. I mean, definitely don't
that part.
See it as he doesn't want you. He's not the person for you.
Right.
And I'll tell people, it's not easy and it hurts. But the best advice somebody gave to me, she said, Deanna, if it hurt, just let it hurt until it don't hurt anymore. Just let it hurt. I mean, it hurts. I mean, only way out is through.
Mm-hmm. Right. And Lord knows we all been hurt before. Gotta let it hurt. So yeah, Stephanie and Nakia, they was having a conversation about the show. Okay. See, in the comments, I can't see if you all are responding to each other or y'all responding to what?
I can't, and my screen is frozen, so I can't see anything. I can hear, but I can't see anything.
Oh, okay. You're good on our end. We can see.
Okay.
But hey, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell this late, or I don't even know how to respond to the guy. I mean,
maybe because
I almost forgot what was his question? The guy with that second letter.
We just didn't know how to listen.
Yeah,
that we get cheated on. That's what I took from it.
Oh, and again, well, you're saying women need to know how to listen, and men need to know how to communicate properly,
and how not to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
For both sexes, so men don't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, his thing was, like I said, I think he was commenting on one of our letters from last week or the week before. I can't remember. But he was just saying that women need to learn how to listen because your man is telling you, and he's also showing you with his actions that he's missing something. Like, we need to listen instead of talking so much. We need to listen.
And I can dig that. I speak for myself because a lot of times I listen to respond. Like, I'm just thinking of my next thought. So I know for me, I can be a better listener. But that's not all women.
Yeah. Right. And also people have to, when you're having a conversation, you can hear what someone says, but you have to make sure that they not only hear you, but they comprehend what you're saying. Because at the end of the day, he can be like, well, I told you such and such. And she can say, oh, but that's not what I gathered from it. So that communication has to go both ways. When that person says something to you, say it back. Are you telling me X, Y, Z? Because your perception of something might not be what that person is saying to you.
Definitely.
And yeah, because I mean, in my career, I'm an investigator, so I'm constantly interviewing people. So, when they say something, if I'm kind of uncertain, I kind of say it back to them. Are you saying and
Right.
such to be
Yeah.
clear? But in relationships, we have to do that too.
It did, definitely. Yeah. So Dexter says, why people cheat? Because they're not happy in their relationships.
Leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then if you're not happy in a relationship, then why stay in the relationship?
No, and I don't agree with cheating, but I don't think people should stay in something where they're miserable. Like, and people use children, religion, whatever to stay in situations. But even when it goes to religion, I don't believe that God wants me to be miserable, not the God that I serve. So leave.
Absolutely not. And God's not going to put you in a situation where someone is treating you in that manner.
Right. Leave.
Right. Let's see. Katasha says, that's true. However, cheating is not an option to do because a woman don't listen. Communication is key. Make sure both understand.
Exactly.
And therapy is okay, guys.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
marriage and personal life, just because you want somebody to talk to, even if you feel like nothing is wrong, therapy is okay. Let's normalize that.
Yes.
Definitely. I was just thinking about the song Darnell Jones when he says, "I'd rather leave than to cheat."
Right.
Why don't people take that into consideration? Because
Yeah.
now you cheated, you stay in the relationship. After you cheat, you're not looking at that person the same way.
You're not.
No.
It's not. Especially not after STDs. Because my eyes are all the way crossed looking at you.
Yeah.
Like,
Your legs shouldn't be crossed looking at them. Yeah.
Right. And then they
not
wonder,
open. Right.
I'm quite sure she's not really, having that sex with him like she used to, because
Right.
she's wondering, oh, God, am I going to catch a STD? You know?
So
So then that's going to become a problem because he's going to be like, well, why you ain't sleeping with me?
and what are you getting from it? Because there's no way you can make me believe you're enjoying it. I just don't believe it.
Right. Someone said, wait, let's see, Cheryl. Cheryl said, I don't think people only cheat when unhappy. Some people just want it all, and that's the truth.
I have a guy who I would consider a friend. We've been friends for so long, and he said, Deanna, where you women make the mistake is you think we cheat because we don't like you, we don't want you. It's not that. Some of us just want something different. It has nothing to do with the woman. It has nothing to do with you. It's us. We just want something different. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's hard for us to understand. Like,
right. Because we feel like if we can be faithful and we can be with one person, why is it so hard for them?
and if somebody doing everything in the bedroom and all, like, what else do you need?
Yeah. But that is true. What that guy told you though.
He said it. He said women, it has nothing to do with y'all. Y'all take it that way, but it has nothing to do with y'all. And I get it, but as a woman, we don't understand that.
Right. Well, let's see, because Tony is pretty much saying that as well. He says some men cheat because they can, not because they don't love their other, especially when we are younger. Age matters here.
I don't know, because some old cats still out here. And my question is, when does it stop?
It doesn't. And I mean, we can talk about all these relationship letters that come through about cheating and all of this stuff. I mean, it's not going to stop. But when it will stop is when the female stop, because we have to take responsibility. I'm sorry, they couldn't cheat if it wasn't for us. I said that before.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you know somebody is with someone, don't sleep with them. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
And I think some people feel like if a guy is in a relationship but he's not married, he's fair game. So I think as women, we kind of make stuff okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what Katasha says. Yes, I sit on the couch when I was married, going through a divorce and single because we don't have all the answers. Dexter says, so why people have unprotected sex?
Why, Dexter? Question that needs answering.
Do
As a,
they
as a,
still sell condoms at the store?
oh. Oh, they used to.
Oh man.
It's just so many ways though that you can protect yourself.
Right. Stephanie says we can hope she's not having much sex with him, but I doubt she's holding out. She wants him, and that's true. And to me, according to this letter, because she's kind of saying that she's doing the things to keep her family together. So we know
when you're in the dirt because one of these women that he's with approaches you a certain type of way and things go left, or you get something that's incurable, then who's going to be with him then?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Let me see. Nakia says, okay, well, you want something different. Now I'm going to get something different too. Goodbye. He answered your question, I think, when he says, so why people have unprotected sex? He said, when you know that you have a diamond.
Was that referring to that, or when we said, when does it stop?
Oh, I don't know.
Me either. I don't know.
Oh, Dexter said if you're in a committed, okay, I guess this is the kind of thing. If you're in a committed relationship, then there is no use for
Dexter.
No.
Dexter. You was all right before.
You will only hope.
You're right. Again, you're taking a chance because these people, this woman in that letter, she's in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And look at her partner.
Mm-hmm.
He's committed to everybody, including her.
Right.
I know for me, monogamy is required in a relationship. Like, no exceptions.
Yeah. Right. Well, ladies, final thoughts on this letter from this young lady. We'll start with you, Stephanie.
Well, most definitely she has to, do that self-reflection and really say, what is it that I want in a relationship? And what is it that I want in my family? And be open and honest. Because it all starts, the bottom line is you don't have to answer to everybody else. You have to be accountable for yourself. So
Right.
you can't take into consideration, well, if my parents were together or they weren't together, my best friend, she's still with her child's father. No, you have to take accountability for your actions and just be really true to yourself. What is it that I want from a relationship? And what is it that I want, in a family setting? And am I getting this? And am I able to get it? And it doesn't look like it at this point, but that's something that she really just has to sit down and do that self-reflection and figure that out.
Deanna.
I just want her. I just know how our minds work as women. And again, we internalize stuff, but it is not over. It is okay if he leaves you or you leave him and he go be with somebody else, because he's doing it anyway. It will not be your problem. You deserve to be loved. You are loved. You are worth it. You are worthy. Like she said, you just got to do that self-reflection, and you got to make the decision to leave. Because if you exit or leave because we saying it's okay or whoever says it's okay, you're going to go back. So like Veronica says, often you'll know when you're done. But please protect yourself, because he's not protecting you and he's not protecting these other women. You know what it is. He's showing you who he is. You know he's not going to protect you. You know he's sleeping with these women unprotected. So you either stop or you make him strap up or you strap up. something because it's not safe. Your life is not worth it.
Right. Yes, definitely. I feel the same way as both of you ladies. Um, Protect your body. Have respect for your body. He definitely doesn't respect your body. He doesn't respect you. Uh, we can't tell you to leave him. We can't. You will know when enough is enough. Yes, we would think that, by you having multiple STDs, that would be enough for you, but evidently it isn't, because you still want your family, you still want this relationship. But you definitely will know when it's time. Um, I, I, I feel sorry for you. You're so young. I mean, you're 27. This is the time where you should be living your life to the fullest and just enjoying yourselves and your friends and just, enjoying this thing called life. But here you is in this situation, 6 years, and you're going through this where this man has given you multiple STDs. Most likely you're still sleeping with him. You're still doing the things, trying to be that faithful girlfriend. I just feel that you need to have more respect for yourself. Have respect for your body. You need to have respect for your son, because even though he's 3 years old, he is definitely seeing what's going on in that household. I'm quite sure you guys have arguments. I mean, if this man is cheating on you constantly, there is no way that there's silence in the house where you all aren't talking about the situation and you're not arguing or fussing or whatever. Like I said earlier in the show, it's not just about you. You have a son now. You brought a life into this world. So you just can't focus on yourself. You have to focus on the well-being of your son. So trust and believe, just because he's 3 years old, you don't think he knows what's going on, but he's paying attention. So just be mindful with that and protect yourself. Life is short. You don't want to catch something that, you can't get rid of and can cost you your life. You don't want that. So I just pray that you can get out of this situation. I just wish you the best. Don't think that your life is over.
And you're not alone.
Right.
You are not
alone. You're not alone. I mean, this is one man that we're talking about. Yes, you've been with him since you was what, 20? 21 maybe, but it's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Right now you're thinking that no one else probably love you the same, and you can't find anyone else. You have a son now, so it's going to be hard for you to find someone to come in and be a part of not only your life but also your son's life. That's not true.
They still want us, sis. Trust me.
Hello. So don't even think about that part, because now you're playing with your mind, and the enemy is playing tricks on you.
Absolutely.
So you don't want that. So you are a strong woman. I thank you for writing in your letter, because you're definitely reaching out for help. But like we said, we think you know the answer already. You know what you need to do. You just wanted to hear other people talk about it, because I don't know if you spoke with someone else about this situation or not, because a lot of times we as women, we like to hold things in and we don't share it. Like, I'm very private. A lot of things that go on, I do not share with anyone either.
And actually, I'm very open, and I'm grateful that I have such a support system. But a lot of women do tend to shut down. But it's important that you are able to express yourself, because the more you express yourself, the more you realize somebody else has gone through it, is going through it, or knows someone that went through it.
Oh yeah.
And don't let the shame, because it is shameful, it is embarrassing, but don't let the shame keep you in it or keep you quiet. I always will say I'm being transparent, but there was a time when I felt like I couldn't be transparent about things that happen to me or in relationships, but it's freeing once you get to that place where you're not ashamed and it happened, and you take all of that off, and you don't have to carry it anymore.
Right. Let it go.
Mhm.
Let it go. Let me see, because I'm just seeing these comments from Joe. He says, but how many women are virgins? And he says women sleep around more than men. And
Joe, we're not here to bash men. We're just going based on the letters that we received. And in the letter that we received, it was a man who was in error. We're sorry, Joe. We're not saying women don't sleep around or that women don't cheat, because they do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and like we said, both people, you have to communicate both ways. You know, the woman has to communicate to the man what they want, and the man communicates to the woman what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Joe also says women like to be cheated on until they get older.
Joe. Joe,
he said women like to be cheated on
until they're washed up.
Until they get washed up, old and washed up.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, you know what? Now, Kia say, "Who hurt Joe?
Who hurt Joe? Right.
Who hurt you, Joe?
Right.
Who hurt you, boo boo? We sorry.
Right. We didn't do it, Joe.
We didn't do it. Oh gosh. But yes, Joe, we know it goes both ways. Women and men cheat. Yes, we do know that. But ladies, thank y'all so much. This has been a really great show. Thank y'all.
Welcome.
Thank you. My first time in, I enjoyed it. Well, my first time being here, but I've been logging in, and I've been enjoying listening to you guys.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies. And you know, both of you will be back, because we definitely gonna be having the all ladies night.
Joe, don't join on ladies night.
Oh, right. Joe is going hard. Like
hard.
Y'all the ones with the STDs. What? No, Joe. We clean and fresh over here, boo.
Well, Joe, if the women are the ones with the STDs, the men are the ones that are not taking into consideration who they're laying down with. So the men, you got to take accountability or take responsibility.
Absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
I'm still on the old and washed up and like to be cheated on.
Okay. Like, who likes to be cheated on?
Oh.
No, Joe. Right. Anyway, Deanna, Stephanie, thank y'all so much for sipping tea with me tonight. I appreciate you, ladies. Thank y'all so much. Nothing but love here. Guys, thank y'all so much for watching Tangy Tea of Life. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight. And if you have something on your hearts and minds that you would like to talk about, email me, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. Send me your email letters, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. Also, if you would like to be a guest, you can let me know right there. You can send me a message right here on the Tangy Tea of Life page, or you can send me an inbox on my personal page, Veronica Samuel. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and have a great weekend. God willing, we'll be back Tuesday with some more tea. Deanna and Stephanie, hang on tight right there. Guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Enjoy your week.